Hi there, I'm Penny Hunt, and I'd like to welcome you to Penny Heart to Heart. As you may or may not know, I pop in about once a week and do a really quick Facebook Live talking about one of my writings. And this writing I want to talk about today, I posted last week, and it's called, What Do You Do When the Toilet Overflows? And some of you think maybe that's not worth reading, and some of us don't want anybody to know that our toilet overflows, but I promise you, at some point, everybody's toilet overflows. You know it, and I know it. We just don't want anybody else to know. But that's what we're going to talk about today. I wrote, what do you do when your toilet overflows, at a time when I was feeling very overwhelmed. Now, I can handle a lot of emotions. I've been through a lot of stuff, but the one thing that gets me every time is when I feel overwhelmed. When I have too much to do, too much going on, too many commitments, too many promises made, too many expectations from others and from myself. And overwhelm can take me down very quickly. So I wrote about that, and I compared it to when the toilet overflows. And you know, when the toilet overflows, I ask many times when I go out and speak, where's your plunger? Because nobody keeps their plunger by the toilet, because we don't want anybody to see the plunger by the toilet, because then they will know that our toilet overflows. We don't want people to know that. We want people to think that we can handle anything in our lives. And that's why we don't ever tell them that our life toilet is overflowing. But I was feeling overwhelmed, and I thought, when my toilet overflows, you know what I do is run and scream. I run and scream because I'm looking for the plunger, because it's never by the toilet. And so in life, when I get overwhelmed and I feel like my life toilet is overflowing, I've got too much going on, I want to run and scream because I don't know what else to do. I just feel so stressed and so bound by everything that I'm committed to. And so that's why I titled it that, and that's why I talk about toilets in the writing. But what happens to me is I start layering. Now, layering is a term that I use and explain about life, because we can layer things, one on top of the other, one on top of the other. And for me, when I get overwhelmed, it's because I've layered too many things. Too many expectations, too many commitments, too many self-imposed expectations and commitments. And I start to panic because I don't know how I'm going to get it all done. Now, we can use layering in a much better way in life. We can layer, oh, hi, Lori. I see you. And thanks if you're here watching me, I don't know if you're there unless you say something. So Lori just said hi, and so I know she's watching. So if you are popping on to join me, say something, because then I know who you are and who's watching. But we can use layering in a good way in life. We can layer love, we can layer kindness, we can layer things that bring us joy, and layer those kind of things in our life instead of the negative layering that happens. Negative layering can really destroy your life in many ways. It can destroy your happiness. It can destroy your calmness and your peace in life. It can destroy relationships. If you have resentment building up and layering in a relationship and you're not expressing that to each other, whether it's a work relationship or a personal relationship, that can destroy a relationship. And so layering can be a good thing. Layering can be a not so good thing. But in the writing, I talk about how I was feeling so overwhelmed and had layered so much on top of my commitment list. And what I did was stopped everything and went outside and started digging holes. Now, obviously, this was in the spring, and it was gardening time, and so I started digging holes for flowers and vegetables and just being in the dirt. So I had come from this space of being overwhelmed and in that kind of dirt to going outside and being in the fresh air and being in the dirt and letting my mind do nothing except mindless joy of planting these flowers and things that I wanted to plant. And so my life lesson from that experience is sometimes when we are the busiest and the most overwhelmed is when we need to take time to do nothing. That is counter to what we believe and how we live our life, because we are busy people and we have so many people depending on us that we think we can't stop. We can't stop and do any self-care or take care of us. We have to stay busy. We have to keep going. We have to get those check marks on our to-do list taken care of. And what I'm here to say, what I learned from that is the most important time to stop and take some quiet time for yourself and do nothing. Now, whether that means digging holes in the dirt, or that means meditating, or reading a book, or taking a nap, sometimes we're just tired, or what it means to you, I don't know. But sometimes when we are the busiest, that's when we need to stop and do nothing. When we have so much to do, we need to take a minute and do nothing. I think this was an appropriate post to talk about, appropriate writing to talk about this time of year, because who isn't busy, especially this week? Last minute shopping and baking and preparing for company and feeling overwhelmed, and that layering is happening to a lot of us. And so maybe it's time to stop. Allow yourself time to do nothing, because then doing everything becomes easier. So think about that one. When you allow yourself time to do nothing, then that list of to-dos and all those commitments will happen easier. Give yourself that gift. I remember one Thanksgiving several years ago. It was the day before Thanksgiving, and I was pretty rattled, like I get when I get overwhelmed. We had company coming, and I had food to cook and things to do, and my husband said, "You need to go get a massage this morning." And I looked at him like he was insane. I said, "I do not have time to go get a massage, of all things. I can't do that. I've got this and this." And I started telling him all the things I had layered on myself, all my expectations. And he said, "You need to go get a massage." So finally he wouldn't let it drop, and I went and got a massage that morning, and then the whole world looked different. And everything fell into place, and everything got done. So maybe that's what you need. Again, maybe it's a nap. Maybe it's reading a book. Maybe it's just going for a walk. Allow yourself time to do nothing, and doing everything will become easier. I hope you have a great week. Thank you for joining me for this Penny Heart to Heart, and I will pop in next week. So watch for me. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day.